People, sorry about that.
That's some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. So apparently, I guess the audio is good. Oh, thanks about that. Yeah, that's a nice ant. That really is. I love that ant. So hopefully we can get maybe a few people in here. We're going to just talk about some things this evening and go over some. I think that's what. Keyframe.
What was that saying?
Currently, keyframes are not being sent off enough, which will cause buffering. Have we had any buffering problems? Look, yeah.
No, you're good. You're moving around.
Yeah.
Looking good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're just gonna talk about some trucking life in general. Kind of where we came from, how we got to know each other, and pretty much stuff like that. And just kind of chill with anybody who wants to come in and hang out. And you know, you got any questions? Maybe a guitar jam later if anybody wants to request any music.
You had a good pickup earlier, though. He was jamming around a little earlier today, and it came out pretty good. Had a couple good changeovers. Shoulders working now.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the surgery. Man, I'm amazed. As you can see, like, it's still sore. I don't know. I can come show this on camera, man.
Yeah, get a close-up of that. Get a close-up.
Oh. I got a stitch there.
Look at them battle wounds.
Stitch there, and a stitch right there where they went in and did the laparoscopy. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, they went in and did the laparoscopy and cleaned it out. Did a couple little repairs. Fortunately, the rotor cuff itself wasn't torn. I just had a lot of bursitis type stuff built up in there. But also, like, I could possibly have a nerve problem, which he can't do nothing about. I would have to see somebody about that, but we'll see. So, yeah, got 6 whole people in here, you know.
Hey, you know what? We can get some people watching live, but if we can get a couple hundred views out of it too down the road, that works too, you know.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
people see it later too.
Works good. No? So, me and Greg, this is Greg, aka the Angry Camel, and why are you called that, man?
I came up with that because that is my favorite patch. When I was in Iraq, I was in Iraq from 2007 to 2009. I ran across this Angry Camel patch that said, been there, done that, bought the damn t-shirt and stuff like that. I just thought the Angry Camel was a good character about being over there, you know? And, just looked good. Little Iraqi dude made it in one of those little huts you find in little bazaars downtown in Baghdad, and loved it ever since.
Right on, man. Yeah, me and Greg met at school, truck CDL school.
Yep, Tennessee truck driving school.
Yep. Yeah, we met there, and the whole 3 weeks of school, we pretty much became best friends, and we worked together. We sat in the same truck all day, practicing our backing skills and helped each other out. And we kind of pushed each other, and it built that competitive nature between two people. You know, to keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who can get shipped in better first? Who can back it up with the least amount of pull-ups? And back then, it was all about how many pull-ups you do to get in the hole. And man, none of that matters now. But that's what it was about when we first started, though.
Yeah. I remember. Oh man, school was interesting. Like every truck they had, we had four different trucks to use to back up.
And they were the oldest piece of shits we've ever seen. Man. Oh my god! Now have you seen the new trucks out there? Have you rode by there recently? They're beautiful trucks down, man. They've got just gorgeous new. Some of them are like brand new Peterbilts, like 07s, 09s. Man, they was like not even in the 90s when we were driving. They were like in the 80s, I think, when we were using them. They were just piece of junks, man.
Yeah. It was cool having somebody that you get along. We really turned it not like just oh, we got along and worked together. Like, we turned into being good brothers. We've kept in contact ever since. We don't go more than a couple weeks without calling each other.
Yeah.
At most. We chit chat on the phone, going down the road a lot. And
we're in a lot of the same live groups. You know, we're always on like Truckers Coach. We're both moderators in that channel, and we see each other there just about every other night. And you know, Bubba Nesbitt's we're in that channel together. So we have more conversations in the live chat, I think, than we do on the phone, pretty much.
Bubba Nesbitt.
Oh man.
Boy, William Worthington is not like you.
No, man. I mean, he's got a hair up his ass about something.
He hates you. Bubba don't give two shits either. He don't
No.
Bubba don't care.
She gone as far as she gone.
Bubba, I have to congratulate you with the way that you... I mean, some people are going to say, oh, that was a childish thing to do. And yeah, I can see some people saying that, but man...
Epic quit, man.
It's epic. If you want to look at it, it was an epic quit.
Yeah.
It was epic, man. You know, hey, I mean...
If you're going to quit a job, man, quit the job.
If they fuck you over, why not? I mean, what's so big a deal like if you get pissed off and do something back to them? You know, I'm sure that it's not like you just got mad and just quit. I know that's not the reason why. So or just decided to do that for no reason. You definitely had your reasons.
And they want to blame you for everything. The smallest thing, they're like, you know, oh, you're driving too fast or you're riding too close. What's that say?
I just saying what's up to everybody coming in. Hey, it's nice to see y'all here. Glad y'all could join. We're just going to chit chat about just our lives that are so exciting.
Driving a truck for 14 hours a day in the truck, working and sleeping for about 5 hours a day. But hey, you know.
Yeah. So what's up, everybody? Glad you're here. I just seen a couple other people come in and say hello and everything.
So why did you get into trucking here, Red Monkey? What drove you to want to drive a truck?
What drove me to want to drive a truck? Well, here's the deal. Like, I honestly, you know, I've been around a few. There wasn't a lot of trucking in my family or anything like that, but I've been around a few trucks all my life, and it was always the kind of thing in the back of my mind, like, oh, I could be a driver because it's something I like to do. I always like to go drive and take a spin and just drive for no apparent reason at all, just to get out and drive and cruise. So I was like, driving would be an easy job, and I'm not playing that funky music, white boy. So I thought,
oh, come on, play the music.
So I thought that, you know, that driving might be something cool, but I never really looked into it.
Because I know you and I've never even been inside a truck. That's what drove us to be friends when we first got to school.
I mean, I've been inside one truck.
But we've like,
but I never rode in one.
Yeah, I know. We've never rode in a truck. Our families aren't truckers, because I know a lot of people go to school to be truck drivers, and their dad did it or their grandfather did it, whatever. But, you know, our family never really came from that industry. Right. Nobody really knows what trucking is.
No. It's a lifestyle. For real.
It is definitely a lifestyle.
And it's not, you know, these older truckers that are hardcore, like, I mean, I respect them for the years that they put into the industry, but coming into it now, it's a little different for us than it was for them. Completely. As far as the equipment and everything, equipment's a lot easier to handle. They did have it rougher. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, some things were easier, you know, back when, you know, we came into the ELD world, you know, that's what we were born into, so we don't really know the paper log and then that transition to ELD, the truck telling you when to drive, when not to drive.
Right.
I could imagine that was a tough transition for a lot of older truckers, but we were born into that, so that's just what we know. That's all we've ever known, being in this business for just a couple years now, so.
Right. So, yeah. Thing I see is like local or I could say local or OTR. Yeah, it's a different life if that's what you're trying to say. That they're two different things.
Well, we both drive OTR. Both of us do.
OTR.
Yeah. So. I don't know if I could do local, honestly, because I know Jason Pote, Truckers Coach, he's tried doing local for a few weeks, and pretty much you have enough time to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you get home at 6 o'clock at night, take a shower, spend 15 minutes talking to your wife, and then you're going to bed and doing it all over 6 days a week. I don't think that's... I'd rather be out 5, 6, even 2 weeks at a time and take that 2, 3 days. That's just more home time, I think.
What's up, Anthony Butler? I am glad I got into trucking. That's all I can say, because what happened, how I got into it was I went to a career center. See, I got a couple felonies, so I knew it was going to be hard to get anything, and I didn't go up there just to talk anything about trucking. I went up there to ask about jobs, and the vet counselor, the veterans career counselor up there, he said, "You ever thought about trucking?" And I was like, "Well, kind of," but I was like, "I got felonies." He's like, "That don't, like, right now that don't matter. They need truckers bad."
They do.
That was in 2017. They did need truckers in. I don't think they need truckers that bad anymore.
No,
I don't think there's a driver shortage.
Yeah, weren't you saying that PTL is
that's
no
what I was
longer
about
a
to say.
second chance company now?
PTL just informed me on the phone the other day because I had a dispute with them about an issue that, I mean, we got resolved, but it makes no sense whatsoever. I'll get into that in a minute. But pretty much I was told that if I was quit, they wouldn't hire me anymore because I'm a felon, and they stopped hiring felons there. So
that kind of shows you that the trucking, shortage that they had maybe in 2017, I think it's going away. They're still hiring. You can get a job anywhere.
Yeah, shortage is when you get them being lenient with things like that.
Yeah, making a lot of wild exceptions.
Yeah, wild exceptions.
Well,
felons are people too.
A lot of people have so many issues with their driver's license right now, though. They had like 3 or 4 speeding tickets, and I'm talking like 20-mile, 30-mile over speeding tickets. They were taking stuff like that. If they could get them on the insurance, you can drive for them. But I don't think that's the case anymore now.
Yeah, and hey, people, if you don't care, go up there and hit that like button, and maybe somebody could share this out that's a little bigger if they get a chance to. Like, that would help out. We're just going to sit and talk about things in trucking and what we know. And
if y'all have any questions, just please ask them. We don't.
And I'm not saying, first of all, let me make it very clear. I have 2 years coming up in a couple of months.
Go together.
I'm not out here to try to tell anybody what to get into, how to drive a truck, or anything like that. I'm just saying, I like to talk about trucking. I love my career, and I enjoy it. I don't always talk about trucking on my YouTube. I do other things too, but it is my life, and I enjoy it, and so I'll talk about it. So, and the more information that I have, the more I'll talk about it. So it's one reason I enjoy being a part of this group of truckers on YouTube. All the way from Little Dog, all the way to Truckers Coach. Truckers Coach is doing excellent.
He's the smartest man in the industry, I think. I don't think there's ever been a question that he's been asked that he is not known. From the strangest things I've never heard of, he knows these answers. He just knows it.
Yeah, I mean, who was that made a video with that mask?
With the penis nose, dude. Oh my God, the nose,
little
dude.
Viking trucker.
Oh,
man.
I want that mask, man. I will give you $50 for that mask.
I hope it can be taken all in good fun, because it was funny. I mean, it was just...
I want
to do parodies. I'd love to do a parody of throwing everything out of my truck, or being the milkman, or whatever it may be.
You did RVT last
night. RVT, definitely.
Cool, man. Gotta have that
yeah.
RVT wig, man. He had 9 viewers in his channel the other day. Bubba Nesbitt was on live for like 2 hours, and he had 9 people in his channel, and he was crying about it for hours, man.
Yeah. RVT Nation.
Man.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm not...
Okay.
I mean, that's what you believe in, but I'm just saying, look...
Somebody that says you should go to work for a company and be a 1099 employee, so that way you're responsible for all those taxes at the end of the year, but have no deductions.
He's laughing his ass off. Right now, that's what he's doing. LMAO. Like,
Yeah, PTL is a self-insured company, like Covenant Transportation, the big carriers usually are. I was referring to, like, I work for a small company called Osborne Trucking. They're based out of Fairfield, Ohio. They've got like 75 trucks, but it's one of the few salaried companies out there. So I get paid $210 a day, 7 days a week to sit in the truck if it's for an hour driving. Just like this morning, I got up at 7 this morning, got home at 10 o'clock this morning, and I got paid same if I worked 11 hours driving and 14 hours on duty. It's one of the 2 or 3 companies that do salary right now. That's like your second pack today. Yeah. Thank you. Busted.
No. I didn't start that pack today.
Second pack today. That's the
I
second
started
pack
this
today.
pack yesterday. So about this time, and I know you're just joking. Blue collar. We're busting my balls. So
Hey, you got
I don't know why it would hide that and ask me to show it, but
None of us take anything too lightly, I don't think. We're just common people. I think we both got into truck driving simply because we live here in Tennessee. You know, anywhere in the South, Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, this whole, Southeast area, you can either work at a factory for $12 an hour, or you can go work into the fast food places for $10 an hour. Anything like that. I mean, I ran a t-shirt shop for $10 an hour for like a year and a half until the building got sold. So truck driving was the opportunity to make $1,000 a week. I averaged $1,000, $1,200 a week bring home on a 7-day week, and you can't make that in Tennessee. You just can't. So to be able to have the low cost of living in the Southeast and be able to make that kind of money, you can afford new trucks and good money, some money in the bank. You can't get that doing nothing else, I don't think.
no, I mean there's other stuff, but it's just all I can say, man, is right now, like, first off, I've been driving 2 years coming up, just October 21st. But I just don't think that I should take on the responsibility of earning or take on the responsibility of trying to keep up with the truck payment and all that stuff, due to the fact that I want to be as proficient in business as possible before I would ever do anything like that. Just so I have every chance I have that I'm going to be able to succeed at it,
And you got to know that you're going to be comfortable doing it. I mean, I think I've got a couple people tell me that, if you've been in business doing something else and then being in the trucking business is completely different. And it is. There's different regulations, different papers to file. But I owned a construction business in Florida. I owned it for about 7 years. I ran my own little business. Just a small, couple service van business. But I know how to run a business. I know the regulations, the taxes. I mean, you have 2 or 3 licenses in the state of Florida. Trust me, having a trucking company, it's paperwork is paperwork. And I think as long as you know how to manage money and, put X amount up for any kind of repairs that you might need to have, and, obviously your taxes and stuff like that, I think you could do really well. That's what I'm interested in doing. I want to get into the owner-operator side of things. Some people get into it 6 months out of driving school, maybe 12 months out of driving school. I think that's crazy. I think you should be driving at least 2 to 3 years. I mean, I'm at least 6 months away before I'm even going to think about leasing a truck or buying a truck.
Right.
I won't even think about it for a little bit still.
So you said, hold on a second. Fishing trucker, you've got the twin to that Ibanez. Yeah. I got that Ibanez up and working. It took a little bit of torquing on the nut of the net on the neck, because it was warped a little bit from sitting in storage. It was in a case. I don't know what happened. It was heat and humidity is what happened. What makes all the difference? Money management. Yeah, and that's a good point. That's what I'm talking about. I am learning to be better with my money, and save money better. I like to buy things, especially like electronics and stuff. I mean, me and Laura, though, running teams, even like people will say stuff about PTO, but they treat us good as a team, man. They run us if we want to. We have trouble getting where we want to go because they want to run us, you know.
Yeah, but you've got 2 drivers for 1 truck. I mean, my company, they don't really have the kind of team freight. They just do half customer, half spot market, so they don't really have the capacity to do teams. But I think it's the greatest idea in the world. I mean, I know if I bought a truck and then maybe we bought a second truck down the road, we go into business and eventually we want to step out of it, I'd want team drivers in my trucks because you're getting twice the miles out of that truck versus being down for half the day.
Right. Yeah.
And I do agree. 5 years, 5 years is definitely a good time set. It's all about what your personal abilities are. I mean, if money management is a very key thing. If you get $1,000 and then you spend $950 by Monday, hey, I agree.
Yeah. I believe that. I just think it's best to have all the knowledge you can and save all you can.
Yeah.
Because it's a big step, man. It really is. I see so many people who just get these companies, like, they bait people.
You're the best driver in the world. We've never had anybody like you.
A truck, and then they tell them you're an owner operator, and truly you're not an owner operator. You're a lease operator, and then it's just then they end up paying extremely high amount for a truck.
No benefits. No health insurance.
Yeah, they got to get their own health insurance and all that stuff.
Workers' comp.
It's just no good, man. And they bait them, like literally, like try to get as many as they can. And that's a big
Get
big
afternoon,
step.
Michael.
That's a big step in life, period, just to take on something like that.
It is. It's scary, but I can tell you from my perspective. When I was a kid, my dad taught me how to do plumbing, and he taught me how to, do a trade and stuff like that. And let me tell you what, it was construction, and going from working in construction for 5, 6, 10 years, and then saying, I'm going to get my license and I'm going to make my own business. That's a big step too. I mean, it's about $10,000 to get a license in the state of Florida. And to be able to say I'm going to go out on my own and go find the business and work that business and make that happen and have that responsibility, it is just as scary of an idea as it is to go buy a truck or go lease a truck even and then have your own business. I think it's the very same fear factor of, and this is a big step.
Yeah. See, I've never been in any business like that, ever owned any business or LLC or anything.
Be that CEO. Oh, man. I'm a CEO.
Except for Red Monkey Trucking, I am the CEO of Red Monkey Trucking.
No, you're not.
Did you hear that? She said, no, I'm not. But I'm not. This little guy is.
I was referring to Mr. Eating Cole. I'm a CEO. I'm a CEO.
God.
Do you know for $78 in the state of Florida in about 5 minutes of typing stuff in, I could become a CEO of any damn company I want to. Anybody become a CEO if you've got $77 in the state of Florida. You can type it up right there. Go to the Secretary of State, Tennessee.gov, man. We could be a CEO right now online. Anybody can become a CEO. That doesn't make a dang bit of difference. It really doesn't. And I'm saying Eating Cole, he might be the best in his business. We're not down on what he may be capable of doing. He might be able to get you $100,000 of credit. But I think if you have a 12-month experience in driving a truck and get a $50,000 line of credit and go buy a truck on credit and have no cash, I think that's the stupidest thing anybody can do. That is an absolute setup for failure right there. That is just a failure in the making, I think.
Big no.
Don't do that.
No.
Yeah, he claims to be a god. I am a god was his, I think, second or third video ago. I'm a god.
Yes.
Yeah, dude,
There's no such thing.
I think it's one of the most full of themselves people I've ever seen in my life. Which now lives over in the DE, the Dominican Republic, that DR place.
Yeah, because
why is he out of the country?
$10 is like $1,000.
Yeah. And I think he said that he owns his condo that he bought, but I think that Bubba Nesbitt said that his church actually sponsored some kind of a trip for his church group to go over there, and I think he's over there right now. But I don't know. I think all these lawsuits that he's been talking about, and then you're still trying to sell this business. You're trying to sell a business in the U.S., but you don't even live in the U.S. anymore. You're in the Dominican Republic. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I've seen some things I've watched about it, like on YouTube. I haven't seen
Like
some
probably
things,
many of you have.
especially, yes, they are two peas in a pod. You damn straight. So, I am going to, I guess, if anybody can help with this information, it would be so appreciated. But like I said, I enjoy working with PTL. They are yeah, right. PTL's always been like super good to us and run me good and pays me decent. But we want to be home on weekends. We live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we've asked them a few times now to please find us a route, because they run some dedicated routes. They run some reefer loads too, but to find us a dedicated route to run us out and get us home, not necessarily always every weekend, but more like, on a reset or things like that. Maybe take a little bit longer, go out, do a recap, run 8 or 9 days, and then come home for 3 or 4 days, and then go back out. And that way we can spend time with our kids, man.
And I think that should be very obtainable.
Laura's youngins, they need her around, and we're going to find a place, and it's just hard.
It's funny saying that you said about a big name hauler.
I've applied. The problem is man, me being a felon, that does limit me to a lot of places. I almost got 5 years since I got my felonies, and I was on probation. PTL even hired me while I was on probation, which was super cool. But now that I've got some time, more companies have said they would hire me, but that was more OTR, not what we're trying to look for. Yeah, I know. I think I'm pretty sure there are.
Well, I think now that you got your 2 years now, I mean, the difference of having a 1 year experience versus the second year of accident-free experience, and you've got nothing on your CSA, so your PSA scores are great.
I got a CSA score because one time I got and I didn't know that it would probably been better to ask for a ticket and then to get it, either pay a fine on it, and not have it go on CSA points. I got a warning. He inspected me. My inspection was perfect. What happened? I just got on the interstate and I thought it was 65, and it was 55. It was in Indiana, and I realized it was 55, and I slowed down, and I got a little bit further, and I got blue lights on me. And he's like, "I seen you slow down before I was even close enough for you to see me." He's like, "That's why I'm gonna just give you a warning." But I didn't know him putting that warning on a
automatic CSA score.
When he done it on a inspection, that it would show up that way. But now, I learned a lesson. But he gave me like 6 points.
It was 12.
Yeah.
Or 12? Yeah, it was 12 points.
I think a high CSA score
but you
is
lose
in like
a few
the 50s.
every year. But I got 233,686 safe miles, and I haven't driven 2 years yet.
Yeah, and I know a high CSA score is in like the high 40s.
I guess that's a decent amount of miles for driving for 22 months. So what do y'all think? 230 something thousand safe miles. But as far as that's all my miles, I've always had safe miles. But that's for 22 months. I've driven 233,686 miles.
Yeah, Everett's a really good company. I was actually thinking of doing local a long time ago when my company Osborne was keeping me out for 3 weeks at a time, and I asked to go home weekly, and they said they couldn't do that. and I actually applied for Everett, come to think about it, and then I went to KAG,
Everett.
and when they went and did my references, and they called and asked me, did I work for Osborne, they actually created a route that got me home on weekends, and I've been doing weekends ever since. I get home Friday night, Saturday morning, and I leave Monday or Tuesday. It's a great gig now. It's the best job I've had, honestly.
He's got a pretty good little gig going on, but we'll find what we're looking for eventually. I mean, I just want to make sure that I guess I'm being extra cautious about a transition, into something else. I guess,
especially with them telling you that if you leave, you may not be hired back.
Yeah,
and I still think they take you back.
That kind of put a hamper on, like, well, what if it doesn't work out? And because, I don't want to burn bridges, and I want to leave, putting in a notice, and all that, and leave properly, just in case it doesn't work out. I know I got a place to go back to that's going to at least pay me for what I'm used to. And
I talked to one of your supervisors, Eric. I really would. I would say, man, are you
safety.
really serious that you
That
wouldn't
was
let
safety.
me come back after being here for 2 years?
That was the safety.
Being at a company for 2 years in this industry is unheard of. Especially, that's the first company you've had and the only company you've had. That's
a starter company. Yeah.
That's, I mean, so many people want to job hop every 6 months, go into a new place, and I think you should have like no more than 2 or 3 jobs within like a 2-year period of time. That's stretching it.
Talk about how every time we apply to a company, PTL knows somehow.
There's possibly, I mean, like, I was talking to her about, like, we need to find this and all that, and then, like, that might have been a tactic of hers to make me want to stay there.
I think it was
every
a tactic.
every time that we've had a inquiry from another company, call them, our fleet manager finds out about it. He calls us, is like, y'all not going anywhere, are you? And I mean, I don't know. I mean, we drive decent. I guess we're safe drivers. We sometimes we're probably not. We don't push ourselves as hard as because pay me more money, I'll push myself harder. That's all I can say about that, right?
And you've been in it for 2 years now too. When you first start driving, I think you kind of want to prove yourself. I think
we work hard. Back on that, we do work hard. It's just
I know. But when you first started a job and a new career, you were trying to really prove to yourself that you could do it, I think, and you were doing a lot to really. I mean, I've never seen anybody work as hard as you did. I mean, I don't think you ever went home for the first 6 months, really.
No. I was out on the road a lot. So, I mean, it's not a hard thing for me to stay out. It's just, we got to do something different, Me and Laura are married now, and I got to be, she's got kids, I got kids, we got to be there, It's a little different in my situation, but with her kids, we need to be in their lives more often, and that's all there is to it. So we got to figure something out.
So what does anybody think about the new HOS rules that are coming out now, to where you can pause the clock for 3 hours, which basically puts you going from a 14-hour day to a 17-hour day? Does anybody like that? Do you think it's a great thing? Do you think it's a crappy thing? What do you think about it?
I think it's a chance for the companies to run the shit out of you.
Yeah, because you're going to go from working 14 hours a day to now 17 hours a day? Man, let me tell you, I don't think so. That's one of the reasons why I want to get my own truck, because that way I'm running myself. I'm running the load boards. I'm telling myself when to pull out, when to get in. Because right now, I know you don't do a lot of live loading, but my company, every load we have is a live load, live offload. So I'm getting loaded 2 to 4 hours to get loaded, and then 3 to 6 hours to get offloaded. It takes longer for the stuff to get on and off the trailer than it does to get the trailer there.
Well, the thing is, you're just going to have to use that time that you go in the sleep berth and learn how to sleep.
Yeah, for 3 hours. Let's take a 3-hour nap in the middle of the day while they're yanking stuff off the truck, which feels like they're going to come through the truck half the time.
Right.
And so we can definitely sleep for 3 hours and then go for another 9 hours, and then that's going to be a good idea, I think.
Well, so what else we got to say, boy?
Yeah, it definitely depends on who you work for, the tactics, if they want to keep their drivers, because, there may not be a driver shortage, But I can tell you, my company, they're hiring people all the time, every day. They're having a hard time keeping driver retention, and that's always going to be a problem. Driver retention is always going to be an issue.
Yeah. Well, I think, obviously the companies, big carriers, mega carriers, they like that revolving door.
Meat in the seat, that's it.
They like that revolving door. It benefits them highly because of the fact that they don't have to pay them as much. And then they get rid of the ones that are not as great as the other ones.
Yeah.
Or just find a reason.
But I think if anybody's thinking about getting into trucking, take advantage of it. You know, Eric and I think we're maybe one out of 10 people in our school who really made that something of themselves. Because we both came from really crappy jobs and driving. I mean, man, the cars that you and I drove up to the school, I don't think that mine started half the time. I mean, it was one of them, you had to put water on it on the way there, and I had to put water on the way home. You know, we both turned it around, man. We pushed hard, we work hard, we take those crappy loads, and, you know, we get the job done. Man, I think 9 other people that I know of aren't doing this. They're back to working for Denso in the factory for $9 an hour, and man, just if you're going to do it, take advantage of it. It really could be a second chance.
I know Mike Sis, he made it good.
Yeah.
He did good.
Our group was military based, so we had a little clique in our little community, and it was all a military clique.
Kind of a different.
And when you got a military background, you know how to keep your stuff together, I think. But
yeah, you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
You know
how it is.
man.
So, hell, nothing changed. Enable excellent connection. Yes. Error.
It just can't make up its mind, I don't think.
It's running fine though.
I'm not, but for
yeah, it shows up real good.
Yeah, it is nice to be able to bring ourselves up.
Yeah,
and,
man. It's entertaining watching some of the drama on here. And I talk about the only person I talk about is RBT, just because he's just
an idiot.
Exactly.
Total freaking idiot.
And I know it. Like, I lost like 2 subscribers the moment I put out a video imitating him. So some people don't like the fact that I obviously make fun of RBT, but it's just RBT like talks a lot of stuff, but he just doesn't follow through with it ever. He acts like he is Tony Robbins. But
he claims to make $1,000 a day as a company driver. He's never been an owner-operator.
I just don't get that. What's up, Truckers Coach, man?
Hey, Mr. Coach.
What's going on, man? We was talking mentioned you a minute ago.
Yeah.
In your channel.
Coach is on the channel here, and I gotta say, Coach here, I've seen people ask the most sideways questions about the trucking industry, and this man has been able to give you a direct answer. Yeah. Now, if he doesn't, he'll refer you to that Facebook group, and that is a great group to go to. Yeah. If you've got a question, you'll get it answered on the Facebook group, Truckers Coach Facebook group. But I have seen so many different questions being asked, and he just knew the question instantly. He knew exactly what it was and what the answer was.
I mean, if it's something he doesn't know, he'll refer you to somebody that'll give you the answer, or over to the Truckers Coach Facebook group. But hey, Coach, if you don't mind, share us out. It'll help us out a little bit. Maybe get us a few viewers. We're just kind of talking about what's, just kind of where we came from and things like that, and maybe a little bit where our ideas, where we're headed in trucking, and what to do and things like that. And just kind of having a little fun, man.
Yeah,
maybe I'll bust out a tune in a few minutes.
Oh man, he's got to play. He played a really good pickup tune today, man. It was a great transition. And you're talking about somebody that had surgery on his shoulder when? Thursday. I mean, 72 hours ago, this man was being operated on, and here he is playing the guitar.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're being out on the road here soon. Yeah, I can't wait for you to get back on the road.
I showed the camera. I got little laparoscopy, little holes in there. So
there's still holes in your shoulder.
Yeah.
People stuck a
Got
tube in
holes.
there to yank stuff out.
Yep.
That's got to be painful.
Not really. I had, I had ankle surgery. I broke my ankle like 9 years ago and snapped it on. I turned my foot pretty much completely backwards, and it was great. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I got dizzy. It was backwards. It broke my leg bone too. So, but they straightened it up and they put bolts in it, and I remember within a week I had a boot and I was starting to put pressure on it. And about 3 weeks into it, I was already walking on the boot just fine.
It's amazing what the human body can endure and how it can heal. And I mean, you can come back from the most catastrophic injuries, and then just such a short time later, you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Don't even know it happened.
Yeah.
But I do love the trucking business. I mean, granted, we've only been in it for a couple of years now. We're just coming up to our 2-year mark, and I love my job. I really don't feel like you work a single day in your life if you really love what you do. Gonna play something?
Maybe.
Come on, man. Get something going. Get something going.
Hold it a minute. That's all I should do is hold it. I don't know where the pick's at. I think they're up there.
I got one right here. You mean this pick right here?
Making a buzzing
I
noise.
bet that microphone will pick it up good, too, man. That must sound
What's
great.
going on? Ain't nobody comment. So,
Scooter, please.
I don't know how loud that'll pick up on that mic.
I think it'll do good.
It's time to turn the amp down a little.
Okay. Yeah, it gets loud.
Yeah, they're saying the mic's coming out really good, too, so
Mic good?
good.
Yeah, if I move it and probably point it, it's kind of directional. It's got like 4 different settings on it. This guy brought the mic over. He got it. Can you hear it like that?
Yeah, I know Yeti's a great brand. You're doing that blues tune earlier. Remember we were talking about that?
Oh yeah.
Can you think you can translate that?
Right,
You had a good little couple ring tune on it.
It is hard to. I use the volume on here. So yeah.
We need to make a good
Sup,
song
bro?
out of that. I think that's a good tune to come up with. We need to make a good truck and blues song, you know?
Yeah. Oh, little guy.
He's so short. Did anybody watch Asian Mai or the mother, Mother Trucker, and see that video he had from Gats? Was a little guy in the video. Asian Trucker is like 5'10", and he made little guy look like a little guy. I mean,
he's a small dude, man. I mean, he brings
he
little
was.
guy.
I didn't realize how short he was. He looks like he's like 5'3" at top.
Gotta fix the
Maybe
monkey
5'2".
man.
It was just kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, dog pound.
I've never seen somebody whine so much about everything, man. Little guy, I'm telling you, that dude just,
Yeah.
he's got some issues. I'm sorry. Anybody that can promote a company that is going to rip people off and cause people to maybe lose their houses, lose their jobs, even lose their family, you should never be trying to promote anything like that. I don't care how much you paid me to do that kind of job. I could never take money and sell something to somebody that I know is going to hurt their lives. That's a low type of thing to do, I think. And I don't know, the Truckers Coach, man, he's one of the big people on that. And it's not about beating down a company at all. And I know some people have talked about like that on his channel, but it's not. It's about preventing drivers from making a mistake and going to a company that is going to cost you your livelihood, your house, your cars. You just, I don't see why companies do that.
I'm just seeing if anybody else is live right now. Spectre's live. That Gats.
Yeah,
Cool.
Spectre.
Yeah, that's cool. Good. Yeah.
I don't see a lot of the big people that were there last year aren't really there this year, though, I don't believe.
I don't know.
I mean, a few of them are there, obviously, but, they're...
Grilling and chilling.
Yeah. We had some good grilled hot dogs earlier, too, didn't we?
Yeah. I wonder if that... Oh, man. Lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
Lasagna.
Got some lasagna coming up here soon.
Yeah. So, I guess, can we get, god dang, grilling and chilling. Grilling and chilling. Saturday night, man. What's everybody doing out there, man? Coach, where you at, man?
Coach, weren't you picking up a load today? You said think you were picking up a load today and it was delivering tomorrow? I think I heard that. I tried to catch your channel last night, by the way, but I was in Cleveland, Tennessee, in the middle of an absolute dead zone, and I was able to like see the internet, but not quite get to the internet. So I couldn't get on and get on your channel last night. I watched it this morning.
I sent him a message. I think Coach is live. Coach is live.
Yep, I just had no internet last night at all.
Kicking it with the kids. Yep. Kicking it with the kids. I'm just kicking it with trying to get this shoulder all right. Doing.
You think you're gonna be good for Monday? You think you can be able to drive?
Yeah. Damn it, son.
Woo! Well, you can always use your knees if you need to, Drive with your knees. Everyone else does.
Like this. I drive. I have a suicide knob, and I drive with my hands down here. When I turn and do sharp turns and stuff, backing in, I use that knob. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be
I've
all
never
right.
put one of those knobs in my truck, honestly. It sounds like it would be helpful, but I don't know. I've never used one.
I like it. I guess you could, it's not much different.
I guess it's a personal preference, but I've got a nice leather wrap on my steering wheel, though, because it just, I don't know.
You got to make sure you're wearing flip-flops, too, if you're going to stick your leg out the
Yeah,
window.
got to wear them flip-flops, man.
Got to wear the flip-flops,
You've seen a lot of these drivers now where they get out of the truck and they're wearing PJs and a wife beater and some flip-flops and that's how they actually drive the truck. They're pulling up into the fuel aisle.
Yeah, I might get out of the sleeper like that.
Yeah, but they're getting up to the fuel aisle and wearing PJs to work. Dude, who wears PJs to work? Who wears pajamas? I don't understand that. I never got that. Look at what truckers used to to dress like, 20, 30 years ago, and now look what they dress like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
So, everybody, how's the quality of the stream, audio, things like that? What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what you think about that, because I'm trying to stream more often. I just got a new computer. I got an MSI.
That's an awesome computer too. That thing is a killer gaming computer.
It's made for gaming, so it'll run editing software
The
great.
new i7 processor.
Thanks for 8 out of 10. Right on.
Thanks for
Appreciate
the
it.
audio.
It's a gaming computer, so like all my editing software and everything to make videos, road videos like I make.
We tried to get better video today, though. We had he has got a GoPro. We were trying to get the video cable to, and we went to 2 different stores today looking for this video cable, and it is impossible to find. I mean, we could hook an adapter from this plug to that plug, and then get the cord, and about $130 later, we'd have the adapter to make it work today. But that was insane. I mean, it's probably a $10 cord, I think, on Amazon.
Yeah. Definitely. What are you doing, buddy?
Hey, puppy.
Hey. Hey. Say hi. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Scooter. Look. Look.
Scooters. Hey, Bobby. Oh, he's giving Daddy a hug. You giving Daddy a hug. Look at that.
Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Say hi. There you go. Say hi.
There you go. Smile.
Smile. Alright.
Smile for the camera.
That's Scooter, everybody, if you don't know him. He's over there in the way. He's like, hey, what's going on? Hey.
He's trying to take that drink all over you again.
Look.
He knocked that drink all over Laura earlier. It just went all over.
Look, I gotta get up in the seat, guys. Come on, let me get up
He's
there.
a lapdog. You can't see that he's a lapdog?
Clearly.
He's a lapdog. So, if I play something like...
Like something we know.
Like something you know. I don't know. What do you know? Oh, God.
Your neighbor's going to be here.
I'm not tuned out and shit. Should be tuned out. What's up?
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Well, fuck. I haven't played that in so long.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to remember that.
He's trying to think about the next step. What's the
Yeah.
next step? What's the next step? And it's like right here. It comes right together.
Well, yeah, the Star Spangled Banner, and then we're in your guitar.
Smash it against the laptop. That nice new laptop of yours. Without the pickup.
Where's that? Play ball! I messed that up bad.
Yeah, but I think
That was
anybody in
some
the
Stevie
service
Ray.
liked it there. That was
God. I never really got much into Stevie Ray because I was mainly a Jimi Hendrix fan. Like, I remember.
good. That man could play guitar though. He was a genius.
See, that's supposed to be played with a pick. But shit. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff to play with bands. That's
What
about it,
inspired
like-
you about that?
Huh?
To play the guitar, what inspired you to do that? What was like that artist, that song that like, man, I gotta do that?
I don't know, because I've been playing since I was like 8 years old. So I don't know. Like, it'd be hard to come up with that. Like, I mean, I guess I listened to a lot of classic rock growing up. Definitely like Jimi Hendrix, but like when I really started getting into lead, Jimi Hendrix.
His parents said that he got so good at guitar because he was grounded all the time,
Yeah,
That's all
but
he
he
could
was
do.
still allowed to play
To
his
play the
guitar.
guitar. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Usually the music you like is the stuff you listen to in your parents' car going down the road. You know, that's
Shut the hell
kind of
up.
where all that
I
comes
write
from,
stuff
I think.
like this. You get home.
Thanks, your boy. He is good at it.
So that's stuff I write. Stuff like that. So, put that down for a minute. Oh my god. Wow, that was a save and a half. Did you see that?
About went down.
I knocked it clear that far over. With the guitar, I was holding it. It was like,
Hold my beer.
I guess I did spill a little bit. Oh man. So, yeah. I never really learned any Stevie Ray songs. They're not really that extremely complicated. You just got to really like have that blues feel and get your head going like this. You know,
it's all in the head and the neck, man. That's it.
Yeah, he was a good performer, man. It was a sad situation to lose him. Been gone a long time. He was a great performer. He was very down to earth too.
My first concert was AC/DC in Knoxville, as a matter of fact. I think I was like 9 years old.
Right.
My dad took me, and that
Mine
was
was
my first
Hootie and the
concert.
Blowfish in Knoxville. I was in 7th grade.
Hootie and the
Yeah.
Blowfish.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I know. I was in middle school, and that was my first one, AC/DC. I loved it, man. That was like the most amazing experience of my life. That first one. Every other one, it's like you know, you enjoy to go, but that first one.
Yeah. It's Saturday night, you know, there's nobody.
Everybody's either at home with the family or they're out for the night, in for the weekend.
Yeah.
I do enjoy being off on the weekends. I do gotta say, that's something that's it's good to have. To be able to work and, you know, be gone and be able to get away from the house for that 4, 5, 6 days at a time and come home for a couple of days. It's a nice way to do it.
It didn't put the right screensaver up. But that's okay. So what do you guys want to talk about, man? There's some other shit we got to talk about. We got to break it down for these people. All right? We got to get some people in this live.
Let's break it down.
I need somebody just to share this out. We got to get people in here. There's
Just
one
share.
right there.
Hit the share button. That's
Hit
all you
share.
gotta
Turn
do.
off your Facebooks, your
Help
share.
a trucker out, man. Help a fellow trucker out.
Yeah.
You know?
We just want to hang out with some people, have a good time, man. You know, talk about trucking.
Saturday, chilling on the porch. It's a nice day out today. Nice day in Tennessee.
Yes. It is pretty today. It's kind of hot. Go on. Nope. That way, go. There you go.
You know, I've had a lot of people when they're saying they were training, they were like terrified the entire time. Some of these trainers, you know, they get frustrated with their students and they're like, I'll back it up, don't worry about it. You know, they're going to take care of it for you. And they don't really learn nothing. And they get out here on their own and they are just completely clueless to how I've seen people not even know how to literally unhook a trailer or hook the freaking glide hands up. I've had to show a person how to hook a glide hand up, how to move a tandem. You've been amazed some of the things that people don't learn. But me, I loved it, man. The first time, my first day out, I stuck that diesel fuel in the tank and was filling it up, man. I was hooked. I loved it.
Yeah. I got hooked real quick.
Yeah. Just to be around that big equipment, you know? I've never got to be around it before, you know? Some people do like heavy equipment, stuff like that. I've never done anything like that.
I drove a LMTV in the Army, which is a light medium terrain vehicle. It had a diesel, all that good stuff. It was like a flatbed with a canvas top, but it was all had big tires, and it also had air controlled tires where you could soften the tires up to go through like mud and stuff.
Yeah, get you some of that nasty stuff. Yeah,
get you some better traction and everything. So, yeah, anybody shares that much? Share it all on Facebook.
Can I come talk about the issues of training now since you're talking about
Yes,
it?
you
Come
can come talk about stuff. So, here.
This is my subject that I researched.
Right, I'm going to let Laura kind of say that for a second. She wants to talk about something.
Hello.
And
Hello.
keep the comments respectful.
Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
I can hear you.
AMSR. This is my breath.
Listen to me breathing. That was your ASMR session for today.
Talk about your
So-
experience.
Definitely. When I started training, I was fresh out of school, but I had been in the truck with Eric for like 8 months. So I basically knew everything except how to drive and park. But many people come into school, like they said, with no experience, who have never been in a semi before. And training is a huge issue with the government and the ATA right now. I feel like with my training, I was fortunate to have my husband as my trainer and now my co-driver. But in school, they didn't teach us how to hook and unhook a trailer. They taught us what the parts were and what to say for the CDL exam. But otherwise, nothing about the trailer. Nothing about hooking up. Nothing about glad hands. So they're talking about a system called stepladder apprenticeships. This is used by the Pitt, Ohio group. And it's like 4 years of extensive training. Paid, of course. But stepladder apprenticeships are classically used for linemen. And who become journeymen and then like master linemen or something. I was a lineman for 20 years.
That's an inside
That's
joke.
an inside joke.
That's definitely an inside joke.
Come here.
We had a
Come
friend
here.
that would always, what? Hey, yeah.
I was lineman.
Yeah, I was lying. Let me touch your boobs.
Anyway.
Yeah. We had a.
Never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Subject
We
over.
thought
We don't
he
wanna
was
go
a-
that
Anyway.
he was a
direction.
friend, but he ended up like trying to molest Laura. Tried to touch her boobs.
I
was
got
like,
molested.
Oh, I about lost my shit.
Oh.
But the
Anyway.
thing was, he had a crippled left arm, and I felt like if I fought him, I'd be fighting somebody that was crippled, which would be wrong. I would never do
Cripple
something
fight.
like that. You know, but shit, I was ready to knock him the hell out, and then I'm like, God, I'm gonna look bad knocking a guy out that just had hip surgery and can't use his left arm. What the fuck, man? I was like, no, I should just leave it be, and we not ever talk to him again. That's kind of what we did. But I did tell him how I felt. Don't get me wrong, but it was just there's nothing I could really do to him. Like, he's just an old dirty man, put it that way.
Well, this took a dark turn.
Yes, it did.
So I was talking about stepladder apprenticeships used by the Pitt, Ohio group, who trains people to get their CDL A's and CDL B's. The first year is just dock operation training for a whole year. I'm not sure if you actually get to do any driving in this year, but you learn an extensive amount about dock operations. The second year is your introduction to driver training, and you get to do ride-alongs in trucks with experienced truck drivers. That's another whole year.
They get to the end of our
These
Good!
dogs will not shut the hell up.
They'll do that like 100
Look
times.
at that exercise they're getting.
I know. The third year, you get to drive a delivery van or a non-commercial straight truck. Will you shut up? Thank you.
Isn't it bothering you, the dogs?
It's bothering me that you're yelling at the dogs.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you.
I apologize.
All right. The third year, you drive a delivery van or a non-commercial straight truck and learn to get your CDL-B. If you want to go on to your CDL-A, you've got to do a fourth year, and that's strictly Class A CDL training. So I'm not sure if this is a great thing or not, because I feel like after school, I was kind of put in a situation where it's sink or swim. It was nerve-wracking and hard for me at first, driving 66 miles an hour down the interstate in this vehicle that I wasn't real familiar with the dimensions of. But I'm not sure about a year of training for every little step, even if it is paid. I mean, that would have to be a very dedicated person
4-year degree for truck driving?
basically.
Good
Wow.
lord.
Maybe that would.
Some
prevent a lot of
companies use this
accidents.
system, and that's what they're trying to do to prevent these low-grade thug drivers who come in for, I don't know, 6 months and have a terrible accident and kill 7 people. But yeah, it was really a difficult thing for me to just kind of get tossed out there, even though I was fortunate to have my husband with me the whole time. I couldn't imagine having a trainer who was somebody.
He's all proud in the background, man.
He's all proud in the background. I couldn't imagine having somebody I don't know in the truck. And when I went into the training room at PTL to get my trainer, they were all men. And there were several girls in my class who were just now finishing training, our whole 2 days of training. And then you go with the trainer, all these guys just rushed us, just flocked to us. Hey, you need a trainer? Hey, you got a trainer? You know,
That's
so
gotta be creepy.
it was creepy and uncomfortable, but fortunately I could say, yeah, my husband's right over there, so I'm going with him. So I'm fortunate to have had that. And that's all I really wanted to talk about this time.
Yeah, that is an extremely long time to train.
I got a question for you. Stay there for a second, Lord.
Okay.
Do you think that if you didn't have your husband training with you, you think there would have been potential for you to been or women to be abused?
Absolutely. And that's something else that I wanted to talk about. Not necessarily in this video. I've done a little bit of research, and something like 6% of the industry is female drivers.
But what percentage of that are female trainers? So what do you think the chances a female trainee would get a female trainer?
It would take a while. I know people who have graduated the class at PTL and have waited weeks and weeks and weeks to get a trainer to start working. In those weeks, they're not making money.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. To
To
be a female in a confined area smaller than the size of a bathroom and
With
have
a
to be
male
there for
that
3 weeks.
she doesn't know.
I have to
Yeah.
correct information. They do get paid for sitting there.
Oh, they do get paid for waiting?
Yes, they
It
get
can't
paid
be
like
much.
$25, $30 a day.
$25 or $30 a day.
No, I think it's up to 50. When I
And they
went
get
in,
to
it was
stay in the
50.
hotel and like
Yeah,
eat
yeah,
and stuff?
but you
Okay.
get paid for like $50 a day. It's the same as layover.
Okay, so they get layover pay basically until they find a trainer.
It's not $100.
But how many people can afford to get
$50.
paid a couple $100 a week for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks when they get into this business to make $1,000 a week? Because they're usually in a position where they need to make this better money, this better income. That's why you get into the business, I think, you know?
That's true. That's true. And it's inconvenient for sure.
I think you definitely be pressured to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and take the least
Absolutely.
obscene guy that, you know, you don't think you're going to have that many issues with. But
Absolutely.
I think you're lucky.
I'm extremely lucky.
Cool. That was what I was wondering. I just never got that from a female perspective before. You know, I could just imagine how the guys would like to take advantage of that. Because what's the first person that comes to mind when you talk about that? The female being kind of abused in that kind of position.
What's the what? The
First person you think of? RBT.
Well,
Sorry.
there it is.
Just saying that. I'm just saying that. It's already had so many accusations out there about stuff like that, and you know, you talk about lonely guys.
Coach RBT said some shit about it addressing something, and it like I'm addressing this like because I always address something or something like that, and I was like, what this motherfucker? Excuse me, this dude says this when all that time when all this stuff the females come out and says some shit or whatever, he never addressed it at all. I mean, like he said he was going to do all this whole thing. He's got to reveal and showing how fake they are and everything. Never did a video or anything about it.
What did he do?
So-
He bought like cat litter for his daughter to
to pee in.
Use the bathroom.
Yeah,
So
to
he
use the
didn't
bathroom.
Inside the truck.
So he didn't have to stop.
Yeah.
There, even though I
Because
mean,
obviously a bottle
look,
doesn't work, but
obviously
you know.
sometimes
He's
you-
so enchanting.
like obviously, you know, like us being used to it, you know, occasionally, you know, it's much easier.
Well,
to
guys definitely
use
have a little
piss
bit more of an
bottle
advantage at that
than to
point,
stop, but you know, she wasn't a truck driver. You know what I mean? She was a passenger.
but a kid. She was a
She
kid.
was a kid. She
Well,
was
I mean, but you know, I mean,
I think
your
she's
daughter.
like-
I mean, come on.
20-something.
Still.
I mean,
Okay,
he
how
wouldn't
old
pay
you
for her college. She paid her own college, all this stuff, and he apparently had all this money and shit, but never helped her out at all. And then he went bankrupt. Like a bitch. Can we get some? Like, I don't know why. Like, somebody would share this video. It'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. Obviously, I sound like a narrator right now because I'm not in the video. Two guys, like a guy and a girl sitting in a chair with an amp and a guitar right beside them on a Saturday evening
On the porch.
as the asteroid heads towards the Earth in 2029. We're waiting.
Did you hear about that asteroid that's supposed to come literally closer to the moon?
19,000 miles.
Yeah, 19. It's like it's below what our satellites
Well, they got one
orbit
they
at.
named fucking something chaos, or the god of chaos. They named it. It's coming by.
Well,
in
that's-
You ever think, what if
2029.
they're wrong? It's literally going to pass closer than what our satellites
Yeah.
from like DirecTV. It's going to go underneath that satellite
Yeah.
and pass us that
Yeah,
closely.
and it's like 1,500 meters wide.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I mean, it's like the size of like I don't know whatever.
It's an
smallest
annihilator.
state.
It's
It's like
gonna
the
be
size
close.
of Rhode Island, flying by the Earth. That would be a bad day. I think. That would. If it's 19,000 miles this time, what is it
ain't
be
till
next time?
2029, and
Yeah.
all we got to do, all you got to do, you can change the path of an asteroid drastically just by nudging it. You know what I'm saying? It's in space. You nudge it, that's going to have an action on it. We've already, you know, hit asteroids with projectiles and stuff and testing, but all we got to do is have something.
Land like a rocket on it, then let it just push off a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit.
it. I
Hey,
mean,
Mr. NASA, if you'd like to come back over here, that's all I had to say.
okay.
I'm totally ready for the asteroid.
What'd you say?
Thank you,
I'm
Miss
very
Laura.
depressed.
You said you're totally ready for it.
Asteroid's
You'll
gonna
get-
come in.
I know you're dealing with some stuff that you get ready.
There's gonna be none of it left by the time he's done with it.
No, that's nothing. That'll last for days.
By the way, you do need to make me a moderator on your channel. By the way.
Oh yeah. But here, let me do that real quick. Comment on there.
If you could give another one, let me answer this question, please.
Okay.
If you could give another woman, where is it? 3 safety tips as a woman truck driver, what would they be? Number 1, park in a well-lit area.
Yeah.
Truck stops that are out of the way may be charming and have more character than others, but make sure you park near a well-lit area. Don't walk back between trailers and behind them if you don't have to.
Hey, what's up, Billy Rains?
Hi, Billy Rains.
How you doing, buddy? Hey, I appreciate that share last time. Like, you know, on that video, that RBT video. Can't stand it. We were talking about him just a minute ago.
We're gonna grow this channel. Let me tell you, this channel is gonna grow.
We got ideas, man. I'm just trying to get. Look, I have not been doing this YouTube stuff for a long time. There is a pretty big learning curve with learning everything. You know, trying to be consistent, trying to get a brand, things
Get
like
some
that.
content out
Get
there.
some content out there. It takes a lot of work, and I give you guys credit that have you know, put the work into it to make
And
a
have
good
these
channel.
thousands of followers. That's
I mean,
it's definitely
I
got to
like-
be a passion.
I
I
like
think.
Billy's videos, man. That for real. I put you in a tag. I put a bunch of people in a tag, but I like Billy's videos for real. He does have a lot of good information.
Okay, my
You know,
second
he tells
safety
it like
tip.
it is too. That's one thing.
I'm sorry, Laura. Go ahead. We just got to jump in there.
apologize.
Go, Laura.
apologize.
Wait, sorry
This
about that.
happens all the time.
I'm sorry. I just seen it.
my second safety tip would be to not necessarily carry a gun, but if you can do that, do it.
I do.
Some kind of weapon.
Never leave home without it.
Absolutely. Lock your doors when you go into sleeper. Or, like we do, keep a pit bull.
Can I add something
who's
like that?
very protective. Yes.
If you're gonna lock your doors, not only lock your doors, because I've been in some bad towns in like Michigan and stuff like that. Take your seatbelt and wrap it through that holder where you close the door on, and then lock it into your seat.
What's up, Timmy?
And that seatbelt will actually prevent that door from being open. So even if they take a Slim Jim, which they want to get in your truck and they know how to, they can get in your truck in about 3 seconds with the Slim Jim. But if you put that seatbelt through the door latch and then click it into your seat, it will not open for anybody.
That
is
a very
good tip,
good
especially for single female drivers out there.
Very good.
Another one. I prefer having a good dog like Scooter.
Right. I mentioned that. We have a pit bull who's very protective of our truck. Ain't nobody trying to get in there. That's all I gotta say. Safety tip number 3.
I would say at least carry some. I mean, carry mace, man. You get some good mace.
You could carry mace. Yeah.
I got mace for my wife the other week. Man, I ordered it Amazon. I'm like, cause she drives to Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, and some lady went and totally ballistic in her store the other day. So I ordered this thing of this mace, and I'm like, I want to get one of these big canisters, not this little crappy thing that you get on your keychain. Right. And this thing's a freaking fire extinguisher, man. She can't even take it with her anywhere. It's the size of a fire extinguisher. It would take down a freaking bear, man. My wife's like, what the hell are you thinking?
Hey, Billy Raines said his safety is he sleeps naked.
That is a good safety tip right there. Oh, that's got to be the best one.
I would not recommend this for females.
That probably would not help you keep people out of your truck, you know?
Probably not.
Well, of course, it could depend on the female, though, you know?
It's hard.
I gotta say, there's a few females that would probably work to keep them out, that I know of. Especially, you know, I don't know.
Something with it.
Just saying. There's not a whole lot of very, very...
Hey.
I don't know. I'm gonna shut up.
What's up?
Gonna shut up.
All right, cool. No, Billy Raines said, you know, you got to remember that, you know, if you can't get in, like, how's somebody gonna rescue you if you need rescuing? You know.
Well, I mean, you could still break the window and get in the truck. I mean, you could definitely get in the truck still, but I'm talking like as a single driver that's by herself, that doesn't have her husband with her as a co-driver. And you think you're in a bad area. If you're in a truck stop, you're probably relatively safe, like a Lowe's or a TA, Flying J, anything like that.
Right.
But I'm talking about these areas where you're getting to the shipper receiver and you're late and you've got to do your 10-hour break there. And it's, I mean, I've been in Michigan to where it's like, this is a scary place to be. I don't even want to be outside my truck. And I'm talking about this from a guy's perspective that carries a gun with me everywhere I go, by the way. Because, hey, you know what? If they want to take that away from me, then I'll stop driving because I won't leave home without it. But there's areas that you don't want to be in, that you don't know. I mean, people want these trucks just because they're a $150,000 truck to begin with who knows how much in the back of your trailer.
Right.
So they're going to try to get in. And that seatbelt technique is something that, you know, I was actually taught. And I think as a female driver, that's a great tip to get into it.
Really
I'd rather be safe in my truck knowing that no one's going to get them when I don't want them to, versus if I need to be rescued, hey man, a fireman knows how to break a window. It's that little punch, takes 2 seconds, and that window's gone in an instant, and they can get in the truck that way.
Correct.
So, how do you feel driving as a woman driver? I mean, I know you're new in the industry, but now you've got to be getting your feet wet where you've got that confidence now. How do you like it?
Sure. I've definitely gained more confidence. And it's... Thanks.
Really? No,
Wow.
I'm sorry. No,
Confidence.
I wasn't laughing.
Oh my
at
God, that really worked.
You
That-
sexist.
No. I was laughing at this.
He
I'm
is
sorry.
on the couch
He
tonight.
said
man, let me tell you
another
what,
good
that-
safety tip for women is to gain 100 pounds. That's another one. I'm sorry, I just read that and laughed. I'm sorry.
Boy, he is not tracking well in the conversation, I don't think.
I was reading. I was reading
okay,
the
I'm going to
comments
answer the
on
question
there.
now.
I apologize.
Thank you. Most of it is empowering to think that I'm one of 6% of the whole industry that includes 3.5 million drivers. I'm proud of myself that I can do this, that I can lower the landing gear and hook and unhook a trailer, and do the work and drive well. But a lot of it, especially since we have a CB, is people making fun of female drivers or drivers who are not the right ethnicity, or drivers who are straight out racists or xenophobes. And you hear that at truck stops sometimes too. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid the ignorance, I guess, in any profession, really.
Especially in a male-dominated, a very, very male-dominated profession.
Yes.
I think if you go to a truck stop, out of 100 trucks, you're probably not even going to find one female driver. I don't think. If you do, it would be one.
One or two, yeah.
I've seen a few female drivers. I've seen a lot of younger female drivers, a lot of older female drivers. I think they do have there is a lot of them in the industry. It's just, like I said, it needs to grow, I guess. I think it's cool, man. It's like this. I always encourage her and said, you can do whatever you put your mind to it.
That's true.
And she did.
I think it's cool because if you can say you can do it, then maybe the girl that's sitting there watching this video, maybe even a month from now, saying, man, if you could do it, I could do it too,
That's absolutely true. I came from a not so great background. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And if you are a young girl looking to become a truck driver, I would recommend that you try going to college first. And that's only because, if truck driving is your absolute one and only dream, go for it.
Yeah,
But if you're a little bit iffy on it and you think, oh, this will be a good way to make some money, it is. But there are so many sacrifices that you have to make in order to become a truck driver.
It's a complete lifestyle. When you're young, man, you want to hang out.
You pretty much have to be over the road at first.
Yeah, when you're young, you want to hang out with your friends and, in your early 20s and stuff like that. And you can make, go to college and succeed there.
But this can be a good stepping stone, too,
If you don't like that, if you're young and you don't like that stuff, like college, you don't want to do that, and this is absolutely what you want to do, then, go for it. But I think as far as if you're under a certain age, there ought to be extra, schooling that you have to do.
Yeah, I do not agree with the whole 19-year-old and now you can drive a truck. I think that's crazy. I think you do need to have a little bit of life experience before you get behind the wheel, because if you've only been driving a car for a year, and how the heck are you going to drive an 80,000-pound truck down the road?
Right.
And even, I don't care if you've been driving for 6 months, how is that safe? 21, that is still, at least you've been driving for a few years, but I always look at it as if you need to make some decent money and you're trying to get somewhere, trucking can be a good stepping stone too. If you look at it, I think about 60% of truck drivers, after about 5 to 6 years, they're done. They've either bought the house or they've, whatever they've done, they've got their stuff together and they can find something to move on. And
I don't know if that's any statistic or not. I haven't looked into that. But
I'd like to find out about that. How many people are out of it. That's what I'm looking at into it. I'll do trucking as long as I need to do trucking. That's the way I look at it. But I don't want to be over the road forever. It's a very big sacrifice for my family. Right. I'm away from my wife for weeks on end, and my son, I've missed so much of his life growing up.
There's one more. Yeah, you miss a lot of things with your family. You miss birthdays, sometimes Christmas. Because Christmas is like the busiest time for you to be shipping something. Other holidays, there are always a lot of shipments needed on every single holiday. I mean, more than usual. Because consumers are buying more, and therefore supply and demand, you need to bring more products to them. So if you're ready and you understand that sacrifice, and you understand that even if you were to bring your family member or significant other on the road with you, that's going to be hard too, because you're living in such tight, closed space. You'll drive each other nuts at first.
I knew this was going.
And I bet that is an
Every
understatement.
day
No.
of my
We
life.
don't let her fool you. It's hard, but at first
We found ways to cope.
we found ways to cope. But at first it was tough. Like you know, living in such a small space, and got crumpy with each other. We got in arguments, but as we progressed, it helped our relationship grow, and that's no joke. Like,
Right.
I mean, we got married, you know, and I figured if we got married a year after we started living in the truck, because I'm like, if we can make it a year.
It's going in the right direction, you
It's going
gotta
in the right
say.
direction.
We had a
because
blanket over the bunk, and like when we got into an argument, I'd stomp back there and like throw the blanket back and get behind the blanket and be like, "I'm going to my room."
Oh, Billy, I do agree. Yeah, I think you should have to speak English to drive a truck. I do agree with that, though. I don't care about the ethnicity. I am not any kind of a racist or xenophobic type of a person, but I absolutely do agree. I think if you're going to drive a truck in America, you need to read and speak and understand English, because you have to be able to understand directions, and that is a very important thing.
True.
It's a necessity,
Very true.
yeah.
How many shippers have you gone to where this is where you think you're going to deliver, and they say, no, you've got to go and make a right onto, you know, Johnson Street, make a left on Mater Street, and then, hey, let me tell you what, Mater.
Street?
I just came up with that one.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Mater
Isn't it?
Street.
I like Mater Street. That's a good idea. But if you don't understand that, how the hell are you going to get there? That's my biggest question.
True.
So I agree with that one.
True.
So do I. Yeah.
Oh. So,
What else
what
you
we
wanna
got
talk
here?
about?
Don't try coping in a flat top peak. You'll end up dragging one another down the highway. Yeah, that's less space.
Now, I gotta say it's hard.
That's
I
less
started
space.
driving as a team driver, and I hated it. I mean, we got along as friends.
Was this
me
somebody
and my friend?
you knew previously?
No, I was at my company, and we literally just got thrown together because we lived right down the road. He lived in Kentucky, and I lived right in East Tennessee, so we were like 45 minutes away from each other. And they just said, look, if you can find somebody that lives about 2 hours from you, you're a team driver. And so we met each other in our final training. I was on my trainer's truck, he was in his trainer's truck, and then we both kind of went together. And we were really good friends, but we weren't really good co-workers, though. We had completely different work ethics, I think, you know, because that was his first real big job, and I had already owned a construction company, and this is just my second chance at a career, really. And so we just had totally different types of way of doing things. So at least as a couple, I could say that would be the best way to do it. I mean, you guys have got a great thing.
Right.
I think you can make it a really great thing.
You can.
And I think that's a great opportunity as long as you take the time to see, you know, this is about this whole job. If you're just going to drive by the Grand Canyon and you don't stop and take time to absorb it and take it in,
Oh, absolutely.
you've got to enjoy
You're
what
gonna
you're
go
doing.
crazy if you're just driving around all the
Yeah.
time and doing nothing else in your life.
And I think a lot of people, that's what they end up doing. They get so frustrated and be like, oh man, I'm always so frustrated with stuff. But man, I think if you at least see that, I got to go, you know, see Niagara Falls. I spent like a full 10 hours walking around there, and was literally, I had a load that delivered, not even, it was across the street literally. So I parked my truck and got to walk up and see that. And it was the most amazing. People pay thousands of dollars to take a tour bus up there to go see what I've seen, and I got paid to do it. So if you are driving and you're doing stuff like that, guys, take advantage of it. Take a day off even. Take a personal day if you're going to go to some place that you've always wanted to go to and experience it. I mean, you could park your truck, take an Uber, and go have a great time. So take advantage of driving.
Uber is your friend.
Uber is definitely your friend.
I've never been to Niagara Falls. I
It
would love
was
to go.
awesome. It was the most awe-inspiring thing, and it was early morning, so it had that really good mist to it.
Oh, wow.
So you're walking up. I was walking up because you have this river that you're walking up and a little pathway alongside of it. And it was probably a good 1.5 mile walk, 2 miles to walk up to it.
Oh, wow.
But then you just see this mist coming over, and then as you're getting up to it, you just hear this incredible roar of the falls, and it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. It was like a really nice, cool morning. It was just an amazing experience. I think I spent literally 10 hours. I actually asked for a full 10-hour break, asked to get like the last person to be, get on the load, where they're kind of you're in a queue to get loads.
Yeah.
I asked to get at the bottom of the list so I could spend time there, and I just loved it. And that's when I realized, you've got to take advantage of some of the opportunities you do get,
Right.
So that would be a fun experience. You got to take advantage of the job that you have.
Yeah, I think next time we drive by the meteor crater in Arizona, we need to stop by and see it.
Yeah, guys.
We've always happened to be
I do
driving
it.
by late at night lately. We go by there quite a bit.
I did. I know when I was overseas, when I was in Iraq, and I would come home for the the week. You'd be out for like 3 to 6 months at a time. I come home for a week. I would take sometimes a full day layover, and I got to go through London and Paris, and I've been everywhere. Germany, Dubai. I've been to. God, it's just the places I've got to see were amazing. So I actually took the time to see that on the way there and back.
Yes.
I sure could use a BC powder right now. I got kind of a headache.
I'm gonna go now. You guys have fun, okay?
So she's gonna go now. She'll be back later.
ASMR. How are you guys today? Welcome to 105.9 WD Balls. Deep down, yeah, here we go.
Don't forget to add me as a mom while I'm on here.
I did. I already did.
It didn't come up there?
You gotta post something.
I did.
When? Yeah, I did it after you posted it.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, I see it now.
Yo.
Must have had to refresh. Yo.
I must have left some mosquitoes in here.
Yeah. I've met Laura just a few times actually. Eric, we've talked back and forth a lot, but believe it or not, I haven't really met with Laura a lot. But we talk back and forth, and we have a lot of things in common when it comes to back issues and stuff like that.
How's the light? There we go. We'll have light.
Let there be light.
Let there be light.
Let there be
No,
light, man.
I'll get more light on this.
Hey, that's cool. I think it's good. Is it good lighting? I know it's starting to get dark now.
It worked pretty well when I used it last time on the other computer, but it's the same camera. It's a decent little camera. Last time I didn't have it full screen, and this time I figured it out. Like I said before, there's a learning curve to all this. I've not been using YouTube. I've been on YouTube. I had an account for a long time because I'm watching YouTube videos.
Even I really got to really do the YouTube, run the channel.
And I just being a trucker and all the trucking YouTubers. It's interesting. You can't say it ain't. And some of the drama is interesting, but the information is priceless.
And I really never feel like I work hard.
You shouldn't have
it's
to
a
pay
hard
for
job,
it.
but I love the experience.
You shouldn't have to pay for the information. So guys,
Never.
go over. You can watch. If you want to keep up to date information, you can watch Billy Raines on YouTube. You watch his channel. If you want to watch some or go have live call-in show and watch some recorded videos over with Jason Post's channel.
Trucker's Coach.
Stevie. You can go check him out.
Especially if you're new or thinking about changing industries, like going to tanker or.
I tell you what, Little
That's the man.
Dog. Now you can go check him out. He made a badass video about vets, and it was good. But yeah, you can go check him out. He hauls a tanker with milk.
I watched that video where he's climbing all up and down the milk.
This stuff
milk
can be
trailer.
heavy, man.
Yeah.
That stuff's heavy.
And milk's actually really dangerous too, like any kind of food grade product, because you don't have baffles in your tank, so you've got that entire thing that can slosh around. You don't have anything to kind of
if you run a
pull
small,
back up a little bit. Yeah, I pulled some of those liquid tubs quite a few times, and that's got some sloshing factor to it, and it's never really got bad because it's just in the big pallet tubs, but I can imagine what that tanker would be like.
Yeah. Well,
What do you think,
give
Brad?
me some water, man. I got a headache.
Yeah.
It's got a headache out of nowhere. There happens. Scooter, what are you doing, buddy? So, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I'll catch you next time. All right, man.
Yeah, guys.
Take care, Michael, semi-truck driver. All right, you have a good one.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Thanks for watching us and listening to us.
And happy trails. Be safe out there. So how long you want to run this?
Yeah, I think we're good. What do you think?
All right.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Have to talk about some stuff, get some stuff out
yeah.
there.
I mean, I don't know how long we went.
It's been on for about almost 2 hours now. An hour and 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Started just after 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Well,
We were
guys.
talking about actually doing a 2-hour show, so that's about it.
Yeah, we just wanted to hang out. I actually got, a decent setup this time. I got bit by some damn mosquitoes a minute ago. I'm sorry, man. I'm like, ugh. I left the damn door open to the screen porch, which would have kept them out.
Thank you.
Thank you. You let them all in to get me. And they tore me up. But yeah,
If anybody's ever thinking of getting into this industry, it is a good job. It is a hard job. There's some emotional points to it. But it is a rewarding job. You're going to make good money. As the years go on, the months go on, you're going to make really good money. More than most people that go to a 4-year college will make, honestly. But you can make good friends. I mean, I met Eric here, and, we became best friends, and I really do think of him as my best friend. And, I don't make friends very easily. I don't have, I have people that I know, acquaintances, but friends, I kind of keep close to my chest a little bit. So, yeah. You can go make a career of it, go to school, spend, make that step, make it happen, and, keep track of the people that you go to school with, the people that you train with. You can make some really good relationships, you really do, and it could be a whole way of life. Before this, can't imagine not doing this no more. I don't think,
I know, me either, man.
I mean, can't imagine not having trucking in my life, honestly.
This is what I want to do till I retire. I mean, it's just...
Even if it's semi-retire, even if you go out eventually and you do buy that truck and then you pay that truck off, you can work like 7-10 days and then take the rest of the month off, kick back on the porch.
Yeah.
What other job will let you do that? I don't know of any other job that can do that.
Right. Exactly right, man.
Well, appreciate it, everybody. Eric, thanks for having me over. I do appreciate that, brother.
No problem.
Love you, man.
No problem. So everybody, have a great rest of your weekend. I know it's Saturday night, so everybody's probably out partying and stuff, but enjoy your evenings. Be safe out there if you're out there on the road, and watch out for them crazy drivers.
Especially that red monkey driver.
All right.
Don't monkey around, y'all.
Love you guys, and happy trails.
Happy trails.
Happy trails.